everybody. My name is Wendy Fore from Cash Life Mastery. And as you know, guys, we used to be on Blab. Well, we have redone our website, and instead of taking some of that old Blab stuff off, we decided that we would add it back and bring you some of the best, some of the top trainers that we interviewed, some of the motivational speakers we interviewed, and we hope you guys enjoy our old Blab series, and make sure that you check out Breaking Barriers in Business for all of our new masterminds, our blogging content, and our blog Pinterest courses that we're doing now. So take care, guys, and we'll see you on the flip side. Hello, everybody. My name is Wendy Fore from Cash Life Mastery, where we help entrepreneurs into a path to success and into profit. I do animated video and also coaching. And my co-host Jeff Eskow is just now popping in. We have the illustrious Robert Hollis today. I am so excited to be bringing this gracious man to you guys. I just can't tell you how much I enjoy watching Robert on Periscope. And this is my co-host, Jeff Eskow. And Jeff, will you tell everybody who you are and how to reach you? And then we'll let Robert do that.
Hi, I'm Jeff Eskow from AskJeffEskow.com and AskJeffEskow.net, where we help people improve their speaking voice through vocabulary and articulation exercises to better communicate their message to their audience, as well as we make videos, intro videos, outro videos, logo stingers, all the intro videos you need for your videos, because video is big right now. So we take care of all your intro and outro, logo, and transition videos for you as well.
All right. And Robert, introduce yourself to the audience.
Hi, my name is Robert Hollis, and used to be an auto mechanic. Now I'm a life mechanic. And I guess my whole thing is I just love giving people a tune-up from the neck up. So I love that. Yeah, that's about that's about it. I guess the other thing is I've been blessed to be an author of a best-selling book on Amazon called How Is That Working? And yeah, like you said, all my periscopes and everything, go to lifemechanic.com. Anybody that wants to contact me or need any help with doing anything, go there.
All right, so he's not going to toot his own horn, but I'm going to toot his horn for him just a little bit. He's been in internet, MLM, network marketing, online marketing in some form for how many years now, Robert?
28 years.
28 years. So this guy is a seasoned vet, top earners. You know, advice from this man is like a pot of gold, people. And he is my show for the first time ever on Blab. How honored am I?
Wow, another Blab virgin we're popping their cherry with? Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Never heard of one this week. We're gonna get a bad reputation.
Yeah, Bob, you're the second virgin we had this week.
Hey man, thank you so much for being the persons that did it.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
I appreciate the invitation, and I love helping people, man. I just I think my biggest claim to fame right now is I've helped 46 people make over $1 million a year, and one of them now is my son, Robert Hollis Jr., and now I got Matthew and his lovely wife Hannah. They're 23 and 20, and they now make over $80,000 a year. And yeah, it's pretty cool. My sons, I just believe that they should have worked for somebody, but they still work. They're just being entrepreneurs.
My daughter is 12 years old, and she is starting her own entrepreneurial business, Rainbow Diamond TV, and she's 12 years old.
That is so awesome.
And so she has already determined that I'm going to be her quote unquote assistant down the road.
Wow.
That she's going to make enough to outweigh me, and I will be her assistant from now.
That'd be cool. I think the word for her is going to be consultant. she's gonna learn to treat her mom like a consultant, but maybe not an assistant.
Yeah, she's already getting that entrepreneurial too big for my britches head.
That's good though. It's really, really good. I got this kid out of Australia. We call him Jackson. He's 11 years old, and he does periscopes and everything. And it's so fun to be able to help people that are that ambitious and that young, because we know if you create valuable content, people will follow.
Exactly.
Not to get on a tangent right away, but I think that people really get blown away when they don't understand followings. Justin Bieber just broke a record that's been held for 50 years, and it's by the Beatles. Can you imagine that? And the record that he broke is the Beatles held a record of 15 songs that they had on the Billboard 100 at the same time. And Justin Bieber now has 17. And the reason that I bring that up is I know a lot of people, and a majority of the people don't like him. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that 30% of the people or more in the world don't know who he is. It doesn't matter that 30% of the people that know him don't like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
He's just got his following, and his following loves him, and it keeps his songs on the top 100, and kid makes bank. And it's like, so if someone can make millions of dollars and have that kind of freedom and people don't like him, imagine if people just liked you.
I mean, and I think, Robert, that is the thing about you. I mean, you're so giving. You put out such wonderful content. And, I tell all of my clients it's about consistency with good content. That's the key. That's the total key. I mean, with you, people just attract you because of your personality and the fact that you do have the knowledge, but it's too because you're such a giver and just, such, I love your periscopes. I absolutely hate it when I miss them. And unfortunately, you have started scheduling periscopes at 4:00 and I'm still on my blab. Oh. I got to make you change your schedule. I have to keep watching replays.
Yeah, I didn't know how long we were going to be on here. So I didn't even promote. I usually try to do it around 2:00 my time, which is 4:00 Eastern Standard Time. And I didn't know how long I was going to be on here. So I'll get to them later. They'll be fine.
And Robert, this is Morgan Ingram. He's a motivational speaker, and he is also one of the co-hosts on our Motivation Monday. So he's popping in today to say hello too. But Robert, I wanted you to kind of tell me a little bit about what would you say to someone who is new, wanting to get into internet marketing, and they're trying to find their inner voice. They're trying to find their meaning, their why, what's going to keep them going enough to stay in the business.
Well, it's funny when I mentor people and I basically really help them dig deep on what they want. I tell people that, belief is one thing. But if you don't know what you want, and I believe it was either Mark Twain or Albert Einstein that said, I can help anybody in the world get what they want in life. I just got to find people that know what they want. And so when I run into a lot of people, they're just so comfortable. They're just so people pleasers. You know what I mean? They're just so into this state that when you ask them what they want, they don't know what they want. And they sure in the heck don't want it bad enough to do anything about it. You know what I mean? So that is the first thing that I try to get with them, Wendy, because a lot of people say, well, you got to believe in yourself. You got to believe that you can do it. It's not, but if you don't know what you want, there's no reason for belief. So once you find out what you want in life and you want it really bad, now it's easy to find mentors that have already done it. It's easy to find success stories of people that have already done it. So now you can say, well, now I believe that it can be done. Now I just got to work on me believing that I can do it. So
one of the first things that I did when I got into this business, when I really decided that online marketing was what I wanted to do, because I started off trying to build websites. I was teaching myself. And when I finally decided that this is what I wanted to do, I took the time and I researched all the thought leaders. You know, I tried to find out who was the top people in the industry and started following them first. That is probably the best decision I ever made, because instead of taking information from people who, you know, maybe had been in for a while but not necessarily had the best advice, I went straight to the people who were top earners, and I feel very lucky. And I have a message for you today. Okay. I tried to get Ray Higdon to pop in and surprise you today, but he couldn't do it because he had a client, but he did say he'd tell you hello.
Oh, Ray is awesome. I mean, it's you know, he's always wanted to work with me. You know, he wants that. One of the feathers that he told me personally that he wants to get in his hat is to make $1 million plus a year in network marketing in a company. And I keep looking at the kind of money that him and Jessica are making right now, and I'm going, why? To me, it's like actually Michael Jordan making a decision that he was going to try out professional baseball. It's like, hey, I think you found your niche. If if you can make millions and you can help other people make millions, there it is. You know what I mean? So when I seeked out Ray, you know, seeing what Ray did, I've been watching him for a long time. You know what I mean? So when I started seeing him really hit that, it was like, because I did a video, you guys will crack up because I just tell people the way it is. But I did a video, I Am Wrong. I think it's posted someplace on my blog. And I would 100% teach people that doing a blog was a total waste of time. Total waste of time. And the reason why doing a blog, in my opinion, is that I'm so on leverage and residual. So residual is actually generating income that you did one time and it continues to come in. And leverage is teaching other people how to do that same thing where you get that same kind of income. And I didn't know. And so I really humbled myself and did a video because I'm sitting down with Ray and he's showing me the amount of money that comes in off his blog for a product that he created 5 years ago. Because I imagine he loved hearing you say that. Yeah, and it's an entry level product. You know what I mean? So he's worked 7 years building this platform. Now he's got other people that are making a full-time income doing what he taught them. And I didn't think about the leverage. So here's the leverage. All of a sudden he comes out, puts a new product out. I believe that you need to do new content all the time. And now all the affiliates that he taught are now marketing his product. And I'm going like, that's real, leverage. You know what I mean? And so I'm so happy for him and Jessica, and Sabrina, their new daughter. And it's like, I love learning from other people. I've done that my whole life, even before I got involved in network marketing. It's learning from people that already know what they're doing is the key. I don't think that people do that enough.
And, I even tell people, even coaches need coaches, and I still speak out the thought leaders, and I am still learning. And, for you to say as well as you've done over your career that you're still learning, that just proves my point that, even though you're making a good income in marketing, there's always room for improvement, and always somebody new doing something different that you can learn and better yourself.
Absolutely, Wendy. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, it's like Roger Penske, again, my first mentor would say, successful people do what unsuccessful people don't. And so I heard Mark Cuban yesterday in an interview, and people find either ways of fear or loss, of inspiration, of being able to motivate themselves, or what they do is do it through desperation. And, what I love what Mark Cuban said is he says every day he gets up, he knows there's people in garages that are working 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, trying to find a way to take his customers. That's what he said. And he goes, the reason that I know that they're out there and they're trying to steal my customers is because that's how I became a billionaire. He's stealing somebody else's listening audience. So he did it with broadcast.com that Yahoo ended up buying for billions of dollars. And so, if there's listeners out there and they want to listen, you got to step up your game and get those listeners. You got to find a way to be able to motivate them and inspire them. And so Roger Penske's little saying to me all the time was like, listen, how many people do you think want your job?
Yeah.
Now, it's a different world when you're an entrepreneur versus your job. But a lot of people, if you ask that were watching this Periscope, if they're asking, well, why do you go to work every day? I ask people that all the time. Why the hell do you go to work every day? And they're like, well, I got to pay my bills. And I go, well, I don't have a job. So that's why I work so hard. we do the same thing. You just got somebody telling you what to do and paying you peanuts.
And it's harder to be your own boss because, we could give ourselves a day off every day if we wanted to, A lot
of entrepreneurs do.
Yeah.
I remember when I first tried to learn how to be an entrepreneur and they say you work for yourself and you go, great, I'll take the rest of my life off. So all you got to do in our world is create more content, more value for people. Yeah. So I always say that statement. I remember Roger Penske saying, successful people do what unsuccessful people don't. Right before I do like a Periscope or think about it, man, I would just love not to. Got to jump in the shower. Got to, put on the flowered shirt. Got to step in the game. Got to play. Got to kick it in. And it's funny because I think that you guys would agree. It's funny. It's like right before you walk on stage, Morgan. You know what I mean? It's like I can remember actually being the energy's not even pumped up while I'm walking around in the green room. I just feel like I'm in a funk and I'm walking around and I'm going, man, you've worked so hard at your art. You've worked so hard on yourself. You practice, you put into preparation, you know what you're going to do. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. And then they call your name and you start walking up the steps and, the S on the Superman cape comes out and it's like, it's game time. And I guess, the rest of the people that believe that they can't do that is sad because we all learned by doing it.
Right.
And I think for me, Robert, my thing is the reason I got into entrepreneurship is because I had some health issues and I had to retire from my previous profession.
Got it.
So when I started this and teaching myself, many, many years ago, I wanted to do something to still help people because that was what my previous profession was about, was helping people. And it's like even now when I don't want to do something, I think about the people that might be out there undereducated, struggling in their business. They need my content. And I basically give myself my own guilt trip that if I don't get out there, put out my content, show up for my show, do this or do that I know I need to do, that I'm going to let somebody down today. And that is what helps me, So I think it's all from a different place. We're all find those little things within us that motivate us to do it anyway. But we all have that struggle, And
just know that, I tell all the people that I get a chance to talk to is your voice matters. Your story matters. The way that you tell your story matters. The way that you talk to other people about other stories that you heard matter. You know what I mean? And so, we just all know that. And the analogy I love using is that we've all seen incredible movies in our life that impacted us forever. And isn't it amazing that sometimes the people that were actors weren't good actors before they did that? Harrison Ford was a nobody until he appeared in Star Trek. It's like now look who he is today. You know what I mean? And so I tell people all the time, it's like, could another actor play that part? Absolutely. You know what I mean? But it's your job to bring all your knowledge to wherever you're bringing it. You got to bring your knowledge to whatever. And people want to hear your voice. You just got to do it.
I agree. It's kind of like that Nike commercial. Just do it.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a client that just wanted to give up? Just was so frustrated they wanted to give
all
up?
of them. All of them.
You're such a
Yeah, I think that what ends up happening with most people is we all just know our ups and downs, and it's important for us to share with people that are closest to us what's the thing that why we're doing it. You know what I mean? That again, figure out what that real why is, and then give the people that are closest to us, that inner circle, permission to slap us with it. You know what I mean? So so when I tell people, listen, before I work with you, I just ask people to write me their perfect day. I want you to tell me what your perfect day is, and I want you to send it to me. And that's one of the first assignments that I do with people. Well, then I memorize those and I have them on my computer, and it's like all of a sudden Jeff calls me up and says, I said, hey, so what's up? I don't know if this crap's for me. I don't know. I go, great, so we're not going to Bora Bora anymore. I was looking forward to going there. When did the grass hut disappear? And it's like, oh yeah, okay. And it's like, come on, that's not that big of a deal. Let's. So I hope, and that's what I do. A lot of clients. We all go through that, including me. I mean, I think that, there's times in my career where I just look back and I just went, I just don't have a clue why I'm doing this. I really, really don't.
What do you do when the people around you have negative vibes?
That's a tough one, especially family.
You like that question?
Is that considering just people in your life or just people in your clients? That could be a lot of things.
Well, okay, people in your life, your family, your friends. Yeah.
They know better.
Well, say, okay, not for you per se, Robert, not for you per se, but say the person who's just getting started out and they're giving negative vibes. You can't do that. You can't do this. You can't make money on the internet. That stuff.
Great question. I now got clarification on that, Jeff. The one thing that we got to do, every person has to build their illusion outside of who they are and where they are. When you really are teaching people on the internet, I've run into some clients that I have in other countries. And I mean, whoa, I can't imagine, there's this one lady that I was teaching in Mexico. It would take her an hour and a half to get to a Wi-Fi connection.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it chokes me up when I talk about it. And so, it wasn't just her family, it was everyone around her. You know what I mean? Even if she went to the place with the Wi-Fi, the poverty and the people that she was around was just like, there was just no hope. There was no inspiration. There was no nothing. You know what I mean? And so I kept telling people that just like people, I see professional athletes do this a lot, is, right before they're fighting, right before they go out to perform, they got to put their favorite music on. They got to put their favorite motivational speaker on. They got to find a way to plug into a different world. You know what I mean? And you got to learn how to do that. So when negative things are around you, you got to find a way to pull out of it. You got to put on the headphones, put on your music that that makes a tear, something's in my eye, but you know what I mean? And it's just that kind of things that you got to plug into to make that happen.
Yeah, because I take care of my dad, so
okay.
My dad lives with me, so he's Mr. Negativity. That's the way his life has always been.
Oscar the Grouch.
So every time he says to me, I can't make money on the internet, I deposit a couple of $1,000s into his bank account and I say, shut up.
Yeah. But that's not going to change him.
That's his way. I figured it out. That's his way of asking me for money.
That generation too, Jeff, that generation too, though, that's also his way of saying that he's loved you and he's proud of you.
Correct. 100%.
That generation, the only way that, older people, not all, that's a big paintbrush, but it's like they feel their way of telling you they love you is telling you that you're a loser and you need to get off your ass.
Yeah, basically, he's telling me I'm a loser and prove to me you're not. And I do it daily to him.
It's like that generation is like, hey, Wendy, you can't do that. It's like, really? Yeah, okay, watch this. And then they're, they see you on the program, they're smiling. It's like, I know how to motivate Wendy.
Or I'll turn around to him. Or I'll turn around to him and say, how much is your credit card bill this month? It's this much? Okay, I'll pay it for you. Don't worry about it.
That is so cool.
And he's like, okay, cool.
My parents were probably, actually, and my husband too, when I first started, it was like, oh my God, my mother's like barely on Facebook now, internet challenge. She's like, that's not a job.
My dad doesn't even know how to turn a computer on.
Yeah.
He's 80 years old. He doesn't even want to get involved with it. That's okay. No worries.
Yeah.
But that's why I asked you that question, because I live with it daily. But it doesn't bother me because I'm used to it already.
Well, I laugh about it,
Yeah.
I laugh about it. You got your personal story recently. It's funny because I've been doing this for 28 years, and one of my favorite all-time uncles passed away recently. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to pay respect to him. And so I go back to the little town of Williston, North Dakota, and I decided to drive on purpose. And, I pull up to the funeral and a $330,000 Rolls Royce Ghost. And it was fun for me because all the kids knew what kind of car it was.
Right.
Because of rappers and all of this stuff, all these artists and stuff is like, Dad, Mom, do you know what kind of car that is?
No.
And it was hilarious that, I thought that maybe one of them would walk up to me and go, dude, what do you do? Not one.
Wow.
Not one.
It's funny how your family is just never impressed as much as other people would be.
Well, I think in their mind, not only do they think of you the way they think of you, I'm still Bobby the auto mechanic. I still run into people that say, listen, do you still smash beer cans on your head when you're done drinking them? And it's like, nah, I stopped doing that when I left here. Well, I seen you drunk with a lampshade on your head. Hey, that was a different dude. You know what I mean? And it's like, but they don't want to leave that. Their best times in their lives were in high school.
Yeah.
Right.
Probably, yeah.
And my life was this year. So, it's just interesting seeing people have to deal with that.
Well, I know, Morgan, you're in a younger generation than all of us. Not to say that we're old. So, I mean, how have your parents...
But we are.
Yeah. How have your parents been supporting you? I mean, I think you turned 23 this year, so they're probably a little younger and more familiar with internet and working on internet. Were they supportive when you said you were taking this route?
I don't think anyone has been really supportive, to be honest with you. The stuff that I do makes absolutely no sense. None of my close friends understand it, except for like Juan and somebody else who just they understand it, but I don't even talk to them anymore. They just said, like, I see what you're doing. It's cool. I mean, that's really it. I think, I don't know, at a younger age, it's like, it seems cool what I'm doing. Like, it seems awesome. But in retrospect, it's more so, it's a lot lonelier because there's just a lot of people that don't understand it, especially graduating from college and doing certain things and doing certain things that just don't make sense to people. I think it's a little bit harder to try to tell people what that is if they haven't read any books, if they haven't done the personal development, if they've just graduated from college. It's hard for people to understand what that actually means. So I'm not looking for the support, but I know that, like, deep down, I don't have it as much as I would like. So, yeah.
Well,
yeah,
Robert,
we got to create our family. We got to create our inner circle. Yeah.
Do you agree?
And you know what? And that's what Blab does too. It creates friends and family. That's what Blab does. Whereas Periscope is different. That's what Blab does.
Yeah, it is a family of internet entrepreneurs. Honestly, we all do different things, but it has gotten me so close. I mean, people that I knew on Periscope were on here. Like, Morgan and I met on Periscope.
I'm going to tell you a quick story really quick. Sorry to interrupt you, Wendy. Sorry to interrupt you really quick. I had a co-host on my sports show. In fact, my new co-host is in here with us right now. I had a co-host with me for 7 years on Sports World Radio. He left. I found my new co-host on Blab. If it wasn't for Blab, I would have never found my new co-host. So Blab brings people together.
Yeah,
that's cool. Very cool. I can learn all the time. Thank you for inviting me.
And I think too, like, to get into this business, Robert, I think you have to have some type of a genetic mutation for entrepreneurship.
Genetic mutation? Whoa.
It's something in your brain that will not let you be anything else. And nobody understands it. So we might as well just call it a genetic mutation. And they can understand that.
Yeah.
We have something wrong with us. Let's just go ahead and say it so you can accept it. And we'll just be freaks and do our own thing.
So, but Wendy, what does that really look like? I mean, because for some people, and I agree with this, I think that, a lot of my network marketing friends say this, and at first I agreed, but now it's starting to not make sense. Like, I've been thinking really into this, and people saying that if you go into a job or you do something, that you're actually selling yourself out and you're building someone else's dream. And but do you think that sometimes that you need to go do that to maybe learn more, or maybe you actually believe an idea?
Yes,
yeah.
I think that you should have some type of a regular job in your life, because honestly, I would not appreciate what I'm doing now had I not spent 15 years in my prior profession.
Right.
It wouldn't mean as much to me. But that whole 15 years, guess what I wanted to do? I wanted to be my own boss.
Right.
Every situation, if I was not the manager at the time, I had problems, because I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to run
Morgan brings up a very deep thought, though. I can see.
I wanted to expand into it. Before you answer, I want to expand into it, and this is why I say this is because this person, her name's Mama J. You guys might know who she is. She's a voice. She helps people with their voice with Justin Bieber, Usher, and these things. She came to speak at my church, and I really wanted to know how the heck she even started into that. Like, you don't just graduate college and be like, let me be a voice person for all these people. I was like, what did you do? And she said, it was like super deep. And like, I'm still to this day is like one of the deepest things anyone's ever told me. She was like, I survived with things I didn't like doing, but I consistently always was doing something that I loved. She said, even when I was off work, when I woke up in the morning, I was teaching people how to help their voice out. If it was free, if it was a child, if it was someone famous, I always did it because I knew full time that's what I wanted to do. And it said it didn't matter if I had to go do this job that people said that I didn't enjoy. If I had to go do this to pay something, it didn't matter to me because I knew what I want to do full time. And I knew every day if I did it, that I would no longer have to do what I'm doing currently. So.
And, I think that the whole 15 years that I was doing my previous profession, it had to do with marketing and that kind of thing. But, I was an occupational therapist. And so I worked with a geriatric facility. And I would listen to all of these people who had spent their whole life doing things that they didn't want to do to survive and support their kids. And it just really pushed in me that whole time that at some point in time, I'm going to retire, and I will not be retirement age like most people, and I'm going to want to do something different. So I started during that time trying to teach myself the new technology, any type of business stuff that I could, marketing type things, which of course are way different now, but back then it was face-to-face marketing. And I tried to get those skills up so I could prepare myself for my entrepreneurship. But I swear, I honestly think that is something within us, because look at my 12-year-old daughter. She's already telling people she's an entrepreneur. Her website's not even launched yet, but in her mind, she is an entrepreneur. She's writing her blogs. We, you know, like I said, the site's not launched yet, but she's already writing her blogs. We're doing her videos. It's that, like I call it, then this is just my funny saying, is a genetic mutation, because that's the only thing that my family can understand. Okay, there's something wrong with Wendy because she doesn't want a normal job. Okay, fine. I'm the freak of the family, whatever. But, you know, one of these days, you know, I'm going to be like Robert and roll up in that big ass car.
Well, one of the things that Morgan said, that, I mean, that I even wrote that down. You know, I every day I survived, but I continue to do every day what I loved. And that's just such a great statement. And one of the things that I think that's very unique is there's I know you guys watch TED Talks. There's like some of the biggest inspiration I get. And there's one on there, and it was talking about a lady from Africa did this story, and it's called The Danger of a Single Story. You guys got to go watch it. And it's so powerful, because it's about how we grow up, what's our connections in our environment. And it's like, so she said that when she came to the United States and people say, where are you from? And she would say, Africa. Everyone in the United States has their story of what a person is from Africa.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? And it's that single story with no any other dialogue that just shapes who you are. So, you know, when people around, like I told you, I went to visit my uncle, everyone that I knew didn't even go to college. Everyone was a blue collar worker. Every one of them worked in the oil field. Every one of them were auto mechanics, construction workers, anything that had to do with that. You know what I mean? So when you grow up with a single story in your life, if I didn't get exposed to a different way of doing it,
mm-hmm.
Now you were talking about your daughter, Wendy. My son, Matthew, his whole entire life. See, my older son, he's 33, and he went out and got a job. Then he went and got involved in network marketing, and now he makes a full-time income. He loves it. But my son, Matthew, is an internet marketer. And he's known his father as an entrepreneur his whole life. So people used to say, and get this, I homeschooled my two younger sons. So,
and I'm homeschooling her too. So
yeah, so you think about the environment that Matthew grew up. He's 23 years of age. And people used to say to him all the time, well, what are you going to be when you grow up? And he got sick and tired, like Wendy, like you said, you just find ways to entertain people that never going to get it. And so my son would say, and he didn't do it disrespectful, he goes, have you ever been driving on the freeway or a street, and then all of a sudden there was a bunch of orange cones in the street? And they'd go, yeah. And he goes, I'm going to be the guy that puts them there. There's someone that's got to put the orange cones in the road, and I'm going to be the guy that sits out in front of that truck or whatever, putting down and picking up the cones. And everyone would never say anything to him, because they didn't know if he was serious or not.
Oh my gosh, I want to compound on what you just said.
Yeah.
So people ask me what I do all the time. People have no idea. They're like, what the heck do you do? We see you doing cool stuff. We don't know what you do. And you know what I tell them?
What?
I am a South American safari explorer guide. And that's what I tell them. That's what I tell them to do.
Morgan, I don't know if you've seen this. The first time I spoke at a GoPro event with Eric Worre, because I've been,
Were you at the last one?
No, I wasn't at the last one. I spoke at the last three.
Okay.
And I it's online if you guys look for it. It's hilarious because I'm sitting on the panel. It was the first one. And I was blessed, and I'm not bragging here, but I was living in Newport Coast. My house overlooked the ocean. My house looked down on Kobe Bryant's house.
Nice.
You know what I mean? I've done very well. And so I went to Pelican Hill Resort, and these people keep seeing me in there, and they're going, what do you do? And I said, you ever heard of those pyramid companies? And they go, yeah. I said, you ever hear the guy at the top makes all the money? And they go, yeah. I go, I'm that guy.
What was the reaction?
Well, believe it or not, 50% of them went, hey, I totally get it. And the other 50% would be a little upset about it. But it's whole. And then since I got into internet, since we're laughing about this, because Wendy brought it up, we just got to act like. So people ask us all the time, wow, what do you guys do? And my wife goes, internet porn. and then people just go, wow, okay. You know, they just don't know.
What do you do? What do you do?
Because apparently they're making money, you know.
I hear that it's actually a well-paying industry.
Yeah, it's one of the top. It's one of the top
based on luck either.
Oh Lord.
Probably takes a special group of people that do that.
Yeah, that's saying like the
I
least.
think that's a little past my realm.
Saying the least.
Well, what a pleasure to be on here. I normally don't know how long you guys go, but I did have a commitment right on the hour. So
we usually go right till 4:30. So what we'll start doing is we'll start going around the room and let everybody tell who they are and how they can reach us, and we'll start wrapping it up.
Well, thank you. That's awesome.
Morgan, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. As you guys know, I'm a South American. Just kidding. Just kidding. Hey, you tell people that you're a safari explorer, you get some interesting responses.
I'm sure you do.
Very interesting responses. So, okay, what do I actually do?
Morgan.
Huh?
I'm gonna try that.
Do it. I literally had people just straight up just go crazy. They're like, "How do you even do this?" And I make elaborate stories, but it's funny because I don't know why people believe me when I say that. I don't get it. But anyways, I'm a motivational speaker and I do social media strategy. My main mission is liberation, removing negative thoughts outside of your head to unlock your inner potential. If you want to find me, my website's www.morganjingram.com.
Jeff?
I'm Jeff Eskow from AskJeffEskow.net and AskJeffEskow.com, where we help people communicate their message to their audience. And we also make intro and outro videos for everybody. Everybody's into the video thing now, so we make intros and outros and logo stingers and all that stuff for all the videos. So head on over to AskJeffEskow.com or .net.
And Robert?
It was like we would do. It's like before. I read them. You ever heard of those? No, okay. But Morgan got me big time. That was funny. I'm thinking. Where people can get a hold of me is lifemechanic.com. Lifemechanic.com. And so you can click on blog, all of my stuff there. You can find me on Facebook and everything up there. And I guess what I do now is, I love helping people find out what they want, then teach them to want it bad enough, and then find them mentors if it's not me. So if others did it, they can do it, so they can believe that they can do it, so they can go out and achieve their dreams.
And guys, my name is Wendy Fore from Cash Life Mastery, where we're helping entrepreneurs into a path to success and into profit. We specialize in business coaching and also animated video to advertise your businesses, and also bringing you wonderful people like Robert Hollis to teach us. I just can't thank you enough for coming on, Robert, and we would love to have you on our show again. If we can convince you to come on once a week, how awesome is that?
I'll be like Morgan. Is there any way we can pull this off 3 times a day?
Jeez, good luck.
Hey, Morgan, I can learn from everybody. You help me. I was like, why can't he just turn it on? This guy seems like he really's got it going. And it's like, well, I do them 3 times a day, and I'm going like, I don't know if I could do that either.
I did it consistently 5 months, and then I got really sick, and then I was like, I don't even want to get that sick again. There's no way. So I have like a mental thing. I can't do 3. So I'm just gonna probably just do morning, and that's it.
Hey, if you guys are doing these blab things, I'm telling you what, I'm impressed. I see, it's
Robert, we would love to have you as part of our show once a week. Have you come on and be with us on Wednesdays. We'll leave an open slot for you.
Well, I'm in the chat room right now. It says, when is Robert going to do his own blabs?
Trying to get him to come and do them with us.
That's really cool. Well, let me think about it, Wendy. What an incredible offer, and thank you again for reaching out to me. I think that one of the things that the rest of your listeners and people on your blab can learn from you, Wendy, is that you're guaranteed never to get what you don't ask for.
Right.
Yes.
You're
Exactly.
guaranteed to never get what you don't ask for. So Wendy, whatever gotten you that I'm just going to reach out to Robert and ask him, that's why I'm on here. You know what I mean? So Wendy, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you doing that. It was great to meet Jeff and Morgan, and I really appreciate that. So I'll let you guys know. I don't know if I can make that kind of commitment to once a week because of my traveling schedule, but man, I can make a commitment once a month.
Yeah. Hey, I will schedule you.
That'd be great to know.
That'd be awesome.
So,
That would be awesome.
I learned from Morgan. I'll start out slow and work my way up.
That's great.
Exactly.
All right. Well, God bless you guys. Thank you so much.
Nice meeting you, Robert.
The watchers that watched. I hopefully I brought some new people to you guys. Hopefully.
Well, thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate it. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
All right. God bless you guys. Talk to you soon.
All right. Take care,
guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.